Hello, I'm hopping on here after a fairly long hiatus, and realizing that, even in recording this little video, how much I feel compelled to get it right. So I've already started and stopped this thing so many times trying to figure out the exact words. And anyway, I'm just gonna roll with it. My message is fairly simple. I just wanted to come on here because I've been having a lot of conversations lately about the importance of the heart. And I know, there's lots of conversations happening about the heart right now because it's Heart Health Awareness Month. And so again, we know the importance of the physiological importance of the heart in terms of distributing blood throughout the body. And then, with Valentine's Day, there's a lot of conversations happening around love, not just romantic love, but, love of others. And, the kids have been busy doing their Valentine's cards for their friends and teachers. And so there's that whole conversation happening as well. But I think the conversation that I wanted to share more on is this idea of connecting to our hearts and what does that mean, and how do we go about it, and what does it look like. And again, I don't want to scare anyone away by talking about that, but I've been reflecting a lot on this personally, just in terms of knowing that life is really busy, and it's so easy for us to kind of get caught up in patterns, caught up in our own little routines, sometimes where we're not making enough time to actually check in with ourselves and honor what we might need, so that we're on autopilot rather than like really living from like a place of what does Christina need today, right? So that if I just know like, oh, it's too bad, it's Wednesdays and Wednesdays boot camp, then but what about when I wake up and I feel really tired, and I feel like I might be coming down with something, and what about when I don't honor that? What does that feel like? And how does that translate into our health and wellness? And again, I wanted to talk about this a little bit because we talk a lot. We learn in naturopathic medicine about the therapeutic order of healing. And step number one is removing obstacles to cure, removing the things from our bodies, minds, spirits that are getting in the way of us feeling better. And I know there's no shortage of things. There's no shortage of obstacles, right? I mean, all you have to do is walk into a grocery store and you realize there's aisles and aisles of obstacles right there. There's no shortage of distractions, right? We're busy. The way that a lot of us want to reward ourselves in ways that might be helpful in this moment to shut off the stress, but that may not be leading to favorable outcomes in the long run. But anyway, I don't want to get too technical. I just want to come back to this idea of um, connecting to the heart and honoring the fact that health and wellness is not just about what we're eating or not eating, what we're drinking or not drinking, what our metrics look like on the scale, what our blood pressure looks like, what our labs look like. These are not the only metrics for measuring health and well-being. One metric that's extremely important to your health and well-being is the amount of love and joy in your heart. How do we measure it? Who's measuring it? Are you measuring it? If you're not measuring it, if you're not prioritizing it, who is? Nobody. What about the level of peace that's in your mind? Anyway, I won't get into that because I wanted to make this about the heart, but there's so many metrics that are only discernible, only measurable by us. And that doesn't make them any less important. And when I want to go back for a second to that removing obstacles to cure, because I think it's really fascinating that when I'm sitting down with clients and I'm talking to them about their diet or their movement or their sleep patterns or the way that they're managing stress, everyone knows, like, we're really intelligent. We really do know what we're supposed to be eating. Like, we've got these lists of, or we've got meal plans, or we've got recipe books, and then we know what we're supposed to be doing and how we're supposed to be moving our body. And we even, like, a lot of us have have all of the details figured out. We know how much water we're supposed to be drinking. We know, that we're supposed to be doing yoga or dimming our lights at night or not scrolling our phones. Or so we have a lot of knowledge of what we're supposed to be doing. And then there's this disconnect of like, why are we not doing it? Why are we not doing the things that we know are going to be good investments in our health? And so again, if we think about treating the root cause, because that's also one of the things that naturopathic doctors are really passionate about, is treating the root cause of dis-ease or illness or imbalances. Then what if one of the big reasons that we're not following through on these things that we know we're supposed to be doing is because we're not paying attention to how we're feeling. We're not honoring love of ourselves. We're not honoring joy. We're not honoring things that are going to make us feel good. So anyway, I know that's a really big topic because it feels like, okay, great. So maybe I don't love myself enough. Now what am I supposed to do? And believe me, it does feel like, on the one hand, it feels like it's such a simple conversation to just say, what if you just, loved yourself a little bit more? Well, all of us know that self-love is important. So there's another thing that we know, but what does it really look like and feel like to connect with that? What if you took this next month that's all about heart health and you really connected to what you're feeling and what you're needing? And what if you're aligning your feelings and your thoughts and your actions, not just in this moment of time, but that you are checking in with yourself and making sure that the decisions that you're making today are aligning with how you want to feel tomorrow. And the decisions that you're making tomorrow are aligning with how you want to feel next week, and so on and so forth. So many of us are making decisions in the moment that are not aligning with how we want to feel in the long run. And I don't want this to be doom and gloom, and I don't want this to be blamey and shamey and finger pointy. That's not what this is at all. I'm in this with you. I'm here. I'm showing up. I'm trying to connect to my heart. I've been a girl that's been living in my head for my whole life, and I'm finally sitting down to really listen because I feel like my heart was screaming at me. So much grief, so much loss, so much isolation, all kinds of stuff really brought me to this point of recognizing that there's lots of, we can't outsource this thing. We can't outsource our happiness. It's an inside job. And we can't overlook this as an important aspect of our health and well-being, because what if it's at the base of the pyramid? What if it is the thing that then helps everything fall into place? What if loving ourselves is the transition point or the catalyst for having the protein shake and doing the workout and going to bed on time? Because we do it because we love and respect ourselves. So anyway, I'm not pretending this is an easy practice. In fact, I'm quite surprised at how difficult it has been to go inward and feel all these feelings and process all of this stuff, and constantly coming back to, what do I need? What do I want? Where am I at? What would make today great? It really is hard work. All change is hard work, though. And with a little bit of practice and with a little bit of attunement, I really do feel like this has the potential to be a catalyst for beautiful and healthy and aligned change in your life. So I want you to I just want to invite you to think about that, to reflect on that, to marinate in that for the next month and see what it looks like and see what it feels like. And anyway, thanks for listening, and please reach out to me if you have questions or comments or reflections or projections or anything at all. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks so much. Take care of your heart this month. I'll talk to you soon.